Okay, Namaskar again. Uh, we meet again today. Let me take out the mask because I think you'll hear better without the mask. There's no danger of spreading it around here. There's no one around except the camera. So, let me take out. Uh, the subject today you would think is strange because, the art of putting, which is golf, and meditation. Is there any link? Why would I use that? Already, my good friend Elizabeth Jacqueline from Zurich has sent me a complaint saying that why are you encouraging golf? Oh, large areas of land or trees are cut. She doesn't know trees are still there, and how much water is used for watering, and it's a rich man's game, and so on and so on. Many people have that. I agree with that to a great extent. I'm not saying I disagree with that. Elizabeth, if you are listening to this, you're right in a way, yes, I agree. However, because we don't agree with this, the golf courses in the world are not going to close down. People will continue to play. And to think that it is a game which is only for the rich was once upon a time. It has changed now. Anybody can join a golf club, anybody can, even if you're not a member, pay a little money and go and play. It's not like before. Things have changed a lot. It's become more popular game now. Point number one. Point number two is, I think now you don't need actually to go to the golf course to practice golf. It's a good game in the sense, I'll come to that later. It improves your attention, it improves your skill, it improves your body movement, it makes you walk long distances, and it's not a crowded and competitive game. As long as you don't want to see your handicap and so on, you can even play golf alone. Having said that, now we are in a shutdown situation. I do not encourage or persuade anybody to go to the golf course. Even if you go, they'll send you back if they are good fellows, if they know what we are up against. So the golf courses are closed everywhere in the world. I don't know about, but in India definitely. So what I'm trying to say is that if you're already playing golf or you know how to play golf, if you don't go and play once at least in a week, you feel completely depressed. One. Secondly, even those who don't play golf, who don't go to the golf course, who don't have a membership, modern day many gadgets are available with which you can practice this game, which is good for your body, good for your mind, good for at home. So I'll show you later. I have a portable putter, for instance. That's why we call it putter, because in my garden there is no enough space to swing the club and play, and there are no greens like that, and there are many trees, so it's not possible. But if you have a space of say even half an acre, if you put up a screen with a net on it, you can still swing your golf clubs and play golf. Today we are going to just concentrate on putting. I don't know if you understand what putting means. Let me explain. Now, here is one golf club. Now please understand, a golf, where you play golf is called a course, a golf course. And it usually has 18 holes. 18 holes. There are small golf courses which have only 9 holes, but usually a full scale golf course has 18 holes. There is a 19th hole which doesn't interest us. This is when the 18th hole, the ball has gone in, the golfers gather together to have a drink. That is called a watering hole. The 19th, we are not interested in that. We are interested only in the 18 holes. Now you see this? Interesting, I will come to that. So usually there are trees, there is water bodies, there is sand, and there is grass, the course. Usually you play with two kinds of clubs. I am showing you. One is the This is called the woods, and this is a drive. It's a drive club, which means when you go to the area where you start, which is called a tee, where you put in a plastic tee, on top of that you place the ball and then you swing, right? So for that this is used. This is a wood. It's the general expression used is wood. Woods. There are many kinds of such clubs. This particular one is a drive. What number is it? 5. 5. Okay. Then you have what are called irons. Now irons are, you see there is only iron visible here, metal. These metals are called irons. They are also used after the drive, many a point where you have to chip, for instance, to take the ball out from the jump it there, you use the irons. You can also use it in other places. Now the iron, there are many numbers. This is number 9. 9. Okay. Then comes the putter. So what is the putter used for? This is the putter. It's a flat thing. See this? The putter is used to putt. So what is putt? If you go to a golf course, in the main course, you will see some areas which are like circular and where the grass is cut and made more regular and green. They are called the greens. The holes of the golf club, starting from 1 to 18, are all in the greens. They are not in the main course. They are only in the greens, in the round. And your idea is to hit the ball with the drive to start with on the tee and keep going to each hole, and the hole is shown by a pole. It's called a flagstaff standing there. So you know where it is. Where is the first hole you have to go, you know when you hit from the tee. And usually the hole is just near and the hole is small, it's not too big, so that you have to be careful how you go in there. Okay. So this is, I have generally explained the game. I am saying once again, please stay home, stay put, stay safe, don't go to the golf course. It's dangerous now to go to the golf course, meet people. No. I am saying since anyone can practice a bit, especially those who are accustomed to golf, you can understand how with home gadgets you can, for instance, start putting. Forget about the drive, you can at least start putting. And there are small gadgets available, you can buy them, and especially when you feel down, when you don't want to read, how much can you read, how much can you study, how much can you do household work, how much can you try to patch up little fights that may come up when people are together in the house. Then get out, get yourself a putter, have a little portable putting thing and do your putting. So before we go into the practicals of that, I have to tell you that first I am thankful to my young golf guru, Mr. Vashisht Pawar of the Coimbatore Golf Club, his father, Mr. Bindu Pawar of the Coimbatore Golf Club, where once in a while I disappear so that I can play, not now, but when there is no such shutdown. And then I must also give my thanks to Binu, my coach in the Thiruvananthapuram Golf Club, of which I am a member. It's a very old golf club, and his hard work in making sure that I do a proper job with the golf clubs, and of course my new golf guru, Mr. J.R. Bond in the country club in Graham, Texas, which is very close to our ashram, so that when I don't have retreats in the evening I go and play. And he's also a very good teacher who really develops your style by allowing you to freely play first. So thanking all these people, I'm going to explain to you how putting can be part of meditation. Not closed eye meditation. See, there are many kinds of meditations: closed eyes, open eyes, walking, sitting. There's one more which I don't want to say, close to sitting. And there are many kinds of meditations. So, how is this connected to putting? When I go now and show you how putting is done, you'll get an idea. One thing is, in the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, of the Ashta Angas, of the 8 Angas, the last, which is the most important Angas, after Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, after that is Dharana, Dhyana and Samadhi. These are the 3 important Angas. Now, Dharana is one-pointed attention to the exclusion of anything else. If you go to putt, even if you play golf, if you want to drive, you cannot afford to get distracted by anything around. You have to be one-pointedly attending on what you're doing. One. Second, the golf ball is very small. Entire attention should be on the ball. So, dharana. When you continue to play it throughout the course, then it becomes a continuous exercise of dharana. And that, therefore, this dharana becomes dhyana. It's very similar. It becomes dhyana. And then, when you finally have finished on the 18th hole, it's like samadhi, because now you're not playing, you're just standing there and enjoying that your ball has gone into the hole. The hole is the goal, and the ball is the point of attention, and the putting is the dharana which stretches into dhyana. Samadhi is when you have achieved the goal and it's gone inside. See this? You can think the same with billiards or with caroms, for instance. Not only golf. You can see what I mean to say. It's about time we shift the definitions from ancient time to modern concepts and modern terminology. So this appeals to people. They understand what we are saying. Any game we play this with one attention, but remember that it's a game. That's the most important thing. Don't get depressed, oh I didn't hit. No serious golf player gets depressed if he doesn't succeed, if the ball doesn't go into the hole. It is expected. Because the goal of the journey or the act of playing is as enjoyable as achieving the goal. It's not as if only, no. The very act of playing is an enjoyment. You enjoy it, and when it goes in, well, then there is superior enjoyment. So, all these things can be defined in terms of sports, especially I am saying golf because I play golf. Okay. I was in 2000, in the year 2000, during the Great Depression. Why I am saying this is that there was one time, the movie was made in 2000, but sometime I think in the 19 somethings or 18 somethings, there was a Great Depression in the West. We didn't feel it much in India, but there's financial depression, people were getting. So during that period, depicting that period, a movie was made in 2000 called The Legend of Bagger Vance. It's a golf film. It's about a man called, I think his last name was Junu, Junnu, Junu. In the film, the actor was somebody else, I can't remember. And the caddy is the coach. He's also the person who carries your clubs and goes along with you. His name was Bagger Vance. Some people even got into this controversy and filed a case against the movie saying that Bagger Vance sounds like Bhagavan, who is instructing Junu, who sounds like Arjun. So it's a story of how Junu is a good golf player, but he has lost touch and he wants to play well, and is about to give up in defeat because of depression, mind depression here. When Bhagavan, Bagger Vance, who is a caddy, who is a black in the movie, he says, wait a minute, I'm going to tell you what to do. And then he gets him to do his best and he succeeds and attains samadhi. Not death, achievement. This is the movie. It's interesting if anybody wants to see and understand the link between golf, 18 holes like the 18 chapters of the Bhagavad Gita, 18 adhyayas, and Bhagavan coaching Arjuna, you should see the movie called The Legend of Bagger Vance. So this is the thing. So what you can do with putting, it's a gentle thing. Please understand. Even golf, when you hit the ball with the club, drive or any other, it's not so much brute force as one pointed attention. You're not supposed to keep your eye off from the ball even after you hit it. Then only you look after a while where it goes. That's what all my gurus have taught me, especially Vashisht. He says, sir, don't turn your head. So, and then it's an art. If your swing is correct and if your turn is correct, you would have hit the ball far. If it was not, if your technique is not correct, however hard you hit the ball, it's not going to go. At least it won't go in the right direction. So it is a balanced art. It's a how to put your attention and move the ball. Now when it comes to putting, is even more important because finally the ball has to go into the hole. Rarely does the ball, when you have a drive or hit with a club, go into the hole. It goes usually near the green in that circle. And then you don't use a club, you use a putter. And then from there it's a gentle art of pushing it into the hole. And you need one pointed attention on the ball. There is a line. You see there are 3 lines in the putter. The center line I call the Shushumna. This is the Ida and this is the Pingala. This is the Shushumna. And you have seen 2 drops, 2 dots here. It's like the Nama here. Complete attention. And that should be touching the middle of the ball. Center. And this should be lined to the hole. If the ball is here, it should be lined straight. So you should be standing in such a position that it's straight. And it's not necessary that at one shot or at one putt the ball should go inside, not required. Now you see this, in the golf links deliberately the greens are made in such a way that sometimes it's down, sometimes it's like this, sometimes it's like this. So you have to calculate. If it is straight, then you can straight. If it is going this way, then you might have to hit this way so it will roll back into the hole. If there is a wind, you have to decide how much the wind will affect. So what I am trying to say, accuracy, full attention, don't take your head off from the ball and hit. It's too hard. It will go across the ball, across the hole, it won't fall in. If it's too soft, it will go close to the hole and stop. Then it's even more interesting because when it's near the hole, you should go close to the hole and hit so softly and gently that it will go in, otherwise it will go off. So you see how it is a dharana and a dhyana and the ball falling in. It's like samadhi, then I've done it. But all the while remember that it's a game. So one more warning, please don't listen to all this and start going to the golf course. Don't go anywhere, stay at home. Have a gadget or something and practice putting even if you don't play the rest of golf. So now I'm going to do a small demonstration for you. So here is my little gadget. I think you can see it. It's kind of a rubber bottomed little mat with artificial nylon grass like turf, which looks like a green. There is a white line here for the practitioner to see that it goes in the straight line. There is a small hole here, but actually this is good for accuracy to train, but the actual hole in the greens in the golf course is about this big. It's not so small, but it's good to train with a small hole. This is the correct size. roughly, and the flat staff is here so that you know from a distance where it is. So suppose my ball has come here, I have hit from there somewhere and my ball has come here. Then look at me, one pointed attention. The hand, you are supposed to wear gloves, I am not wearing, that is okay. See, I am guiding my hand little over. I hope my guru is watching. Huh? Any mistake, he will send me a note, I am sure. Okay. And then, now this is like in other, when you are driving or when you are playing with the club, you need to keep your hand straight, no bending except when you go back here, the wrist, otherwise this should be absolutely straight. But here, it's actually slightly going this way, which is why sometimes I found when I hit the ball straight, it goes off on the left. Okay. Now, see, I swing it, only this need to be swung. Goes inside. Why? One pointed attention. Okay. But one is not always lucky. So, you see this, if I hit too hard, it won't go in. If I hit too soft, it will go and come back. Oh, that was not soft, that was good. I'll show you when I hit softly what happens. See my head, my attention is on the ball, not there, not here, not on the putter. Suppose I hit slowly. See, back. Suppose I hit hard. Today I am lucky. I want to show you what happens even in meditation when you try too hard. Too soft. But when you have the right amount, well, if you are lucky, then it goes in. See, it's gone off. Which means this is bent and I didn't give enough attention because I was looking at the camera, I am speaking to people. If I give attention, then that was too slow. Now what happens is, suppose the ball goes here and stands. Now I should also know how to put it in there. Ooh, that's also slow. Fast. See? So this is the lesson that you need to take from putting and from golf, especially putting, that everything should be perfect. Neither too hard, nor too slow. So that is the thing. Neither too hard, nor too soft, somewhere in the middle path, complete attention, and then the shot, the putt. So this is how meditation should be. Since we are on the subject, it seems Ananda, Buddha's closest disciple, closest, was always his attendant. I think he was also related to him, young man, had some kind of a serious problem with the philosophical concept, metaphysical. And he was walking up and down till his feet got all cut and he was all worked up with full tension. And then he called Ananda and said, Buddha was watching from the veranda. This guy walking up and down, feet bleeding. He said, come here, Ananda. Ananda was also a good Veena player. So he said, go get your Veena. So Ananda got his Veena. Buddha said, give me the Veena, I'll tune it for you. He gave it to him. Then he started turning the knob. Strings were going tighter and tighter. Ananda said, just a minute, Gautama, the strings are going to break. They're too tight. Okay, so he said, I'll loosen it. Then he slackened it and it became very slack. And he said, play it. Ananda said, I can't play, they have become slack. So Buddha said to Ananda, my dear boy, the mind should neither be too tight, it will crack, like the strings of the Veena. And it shouldn't be also too slack, or you'll get no music out of it. If you want to meditate really, then your mind should be neither too slack nor too tight. This is very important to make sure that beautiful music comes out of it. It's called the Veena of the mind. Thank you very much. Namaskar.